Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing, man? This is Joe D, and I thought we would talk again. It's been a little while since we talked about what we're watching, so I thought perhaps we could talk about what we're watching. So before I even get started, though, I must have something to drink because you get parched when you're talking. You know what I'm saying? You get dry throat and all that. You know what I'm saying? So you must have something. So right now, I'm finishing up. I just reviewed the Dogfish Head Chicory Stout. Okay, so I'm finishing this up. Mm. Right after that, though, and by the way, man, this beer was fantastic. I cannot believe I only have a little bit left, so let me just finish it. Very good. So I'll be putting a few ice cubes here into my whiskey glass. Got some Maker's Mark here. Last little bits of it. You know what I'm saying? Might as well get those out of the way. I like to have a little whiskey on the rocks. You know what I'm saying? Kind of sip on it, let it melt in there uh, with some Diet Coke. I do like a little Diet Coke in there too. So uh, pour a little splash of Coke in there. And then, just kind of sip on that. You know what I'm saying? Nice little cocktail. Hey, there's Charlie. How you doing, brother? See Charlie in the chat there. I was hoping someone from overseas it might be a little late for you, huh? But well, yeah, it is pretty darn late. But hey, it's all good. I thought maybe if someone overseas can jump in, they can jump in. I didn't have a chance to get one going yesterday; it just didn't quite work out. And Sundays are just bananas, right? Sports and stuff. And luckily, the Rams played early, so they played on the East Coast, so they started early. They won. Hey, the Rams win. That's always good. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So that's what I was watching earlier was sports. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 1:30. I thought it was about 1:30 over there. For those of you, if you're wondering what I'm referring to in the, I can show you real quick. If you're watching in the YouTube, I don't know where you're watching this from, but if you're watching in the YouTube right here, there's a chat. And so that's a live chat, and we can chit chat back and forth. Mostly what I use it for is just to kind of see what people are saying, and then I'll kind of respond here unless more people jump in the room, and then I'll let them talk or whatever, and then I'll type something in real quick. Okay. What I did want to get to though is Netflix. Netflix is it, right? I'm a cord cutter for those of you that don't know. I'm not what I'm learning now is I'm not really, really, really good at it. There's some stuff out there that I didn't realize was out there until this week. And I've been doing this for 2 years. And I guess I've been trying to do it all legit. So I've been paying for this, paying for that, paying for this. And I didn't realize that there are some pretty good programs out there now that'll help you. Oh, yeah, sure. No problem, man. You can see the link. If for those of you that want to jump in, if you go to my Google Plus page, you'll see a link in there to jump in. Just look for my profile, and you should see the green little flag deal for to jump in. Where is it here? Oh yeah, there it is. So I'll show you what it looks like. If you go to my Google Plus profile page or anything like that, you'll see this. This is for this show. You click on that, that'll get you in. Okay. So just so you know, a few more sips here. Nice. And Maker's Mark is a little more pow, a little more. It's weird because it's got a little a little bit of a sweetness to it, but not. It's mostly to me got more of a hard kind of a bourbon kick, right? Because it's a Kentucky bourbon, and it's got more of that kind of a bourbon, right? Yeah, but subtle. The other whiskeys I've been having lately are Canadian, so they're mild. What I think of as milder. Some of them have a little more taste than others, a little more barrel aged taste, a little more caramel taste, a little more something like that. I'm learning. I'm learning more about what I'm getting out of whiskeys. It's weird because I know exactly what I'm getting out of beer, but and food, but I'm learning about whiskeys, spirits. Been learning a little bit about vodka too, but not enough to even speak on. I definitely have to mix vodka with something. I can't sip on vodka by itself. In any case, let's get to Netflix. Netflix, as I was saying, I have been a cord cutter, but I've been doing it all legit. So I don't know about all these other little programs. I'm learning about them though. Netflix, I think, is one that everybody just kind of pays for. I'm learning there's a way to get Netflix for free. I didn't realize that. Like I said, I learned a bunch of stuff this week. The Crown is one that I've been getting into, man. I just got into this one. I know it released, I think a few weeks ago now. But I've been enjoying it so far. Let's see, 5 episodes in, so I've watched part of the 5th episode, and I've enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of for me learning about some of the stuff because I didn't really, over here you hear about, Prince and Duke and all this stuff, and I didn't quite understand how they all fit together. And it's kind of going through some of Queen Elizabeth's heritage, and it's kind of cool, man. Some of the stuff that happens with the crown and everything. And hey, there's Charlie, man. How you doing, brother?
Hey mate, how you doing?
You made it. It's late, but you made it. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm usually up pretty late, so
Oh,
yeah.
right on. That works for you then. Good.
Yeah, how you doing?
All right, man. We had your buddy in
Yeah, I know, yeah,
last weekend. You probably heard about that. You might have saw some of the marathon that we had going on.
I didn't see the episode yet, but I will.
Yeah, we had a pretty good little, very interesting cat, man. I really appreciated talking with him. I appreciate everyone. Most everyone, I have to say, we have over the years, and we've been doing this for a bunch of years, probably, well, hell, it's probably as long as that beer I just reviewed. I just reviewed a beer that I've cellared for since 2008. I bet you we've
Oh,
done share a beer now since then. I bet you we've done share a beer since.
yeah, I think I saw your first. Well, I looked to check when your first episode was. I think it was like 7 years ago,
Okay, yeah.
or it was 8 years ago.
So that was the first recorded show. Prior to that, we were doing shows for at
Oh, you
least.
did, yeah, reviews before that, didn't you?
No, we did share a beer, but we didn't record it. We didn't have a way to record it.
Oh, right,
Um,
okay.
so it was a party. It was. I'm so glad they're not recorded because we don't want that kind of stuff out there, man. It was. We definitely had a good time. It was. That
Oh, you're
was.
making me want to see it.
Yeah. Those were the good days. I was on a totally different schedule back then, one that was definitely conducive to just staying up kind of like that show we just did. That show we did last weekend reminds me of some of those old shows. Like there was not necessarily a
What,
time
the
limit.
one my friend was in?
Yes, yeah,
Right.
because the show used to be Mondays. It used to be Mondays, and I was off on Mondays, and so it was, oh my god, it was ridiculous. And yeah, some of those, I don't even, was there a show? I think there was a show where I might have passed out. Yeah, I might have passed out. I don't quite. The one that would know that for sure is Bum. He knows all those facts, but
Oh, that's
yeah,
funny.
there was a show that one might even. I don't know, that one might be on the borderline of when, because once Google Plus started, and then they started having these uh, hangouts,
Mm.
and being able to record them is when we started recording the show, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Prior to that, God, we were using something. I forget what it's called. But we were using something, and then we would use that for the video, mute the video on that online service, and then I
Right,
would Skype call everybody. So we would use Skype to talk, and then we would have the video to see each other. It
right.
was a
Yeah,
little
bit of a
involved. You know what
hassle,
I'm
but
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. It was, oh my God, we had a New Year's show I can remember, and I don't remember if we were on Google Plus yet or not. But I remember we had this New Year's show, man, and we did what do you call those things where you drop the thing in the beer, and
Oh, yeah. Oh, thinking the beer. I'm thinking of a Jaeger bomb, like Jaeger and Red Bull.
yeah, it's.
You drop a shot of Jaeger in the Red Bull and just neck it.
Okay, yeah, it's very, very similar like that, right?
Similar
It
principle. Yeah.
just with beer, okay? And it,
Right.
oh my God, I was winning until I wasn't. Oh, it was something else, man. Those were the days, but a lot of
That's
fun in
funny.
those early days, man. We were just kind of filling things out, it was a lot of fun.
What are you drinking there?
Mm, I am having Maker's Mark bourbon.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Um,
I've not tried it, but I've recently been getting into my whiskey and bourbon. Never
it's
used to like it, but
I've here and there sampled whiskeys,
mm.
because they're related to beer, and then for a little while I was getting into cigars, and cigars and whiskey just kind of go
Oh, yeah.
hand in hand, and so I was sampling different whiskeys and stuff, and didn't quite, some of them are so hot that I couldn't get over just the heat of it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't quite
Mm.
know, but now I'm kind of calming down with it a little bit. I do have to have a little bit of Diet Coke with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. Uh,
Um, or
yeah,
if
if I drink it, I need I always make sure try and put some ice in it. It makes it so much nicer.
Yeah, for me, I have to
Have it
have
on the
ice. Yeah,
rocks.
at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
ice for me personally. And then as I'm sipping, the ice melts, and I kind of like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
water mixed in, and for me, some people don't. And I recently learned,
Yeah.
one of the things I learned this week also, speaking on stuff I learned about cord cutting as well, but I learned that there's whiskey stones. I didn't realize there was such a thing as whiskey stones.
What's a whiskey stone?
Yeah, I didn't realize that. They're actual what, sandstones, or they're a stone made of some particular material.
It made me think of like kidney stones. Like
Yeah.
thinking when you said that, I was like, "What?
they're,
Whiskey stone? Alright, cool. Yeah, what is it?
they're a stone, an actual stone, and you clean them and so forth. They're made, for consuming, but you clean them and then you put them in the freezer for a number of hours, and then you put them in your whiskey. You put them in your drink.
Oh, actually, I've
And they'll keep your drink chilled for quite some time without diluting it.
that. Yeah, that rings a bell. For some reason, uh, yeah, I don't. Yeah, that rings a bell. Now
Yeah,
you've
so
explained it.
I just felt, and some of them you can look on Amazon, and well, hell, in any case, I won't go too far into it, but you
Mm.
look on Amazon and they have any, how it is nowadays, Charlie. There's anything for everybody out there if you want to get
Oh,
into it, and so there's different levels of these things. It's just like these whiskey glasses, like.
mm.
I really get into glasses, and so there's whiskey glasses that look just like this one. This one happens to be 100% crystal, and it was a ridiculous price. I
Uh,
won't even tell you how much it was. It was stupid money. But there are some
but
out there that are
it'd be annoying if
much,
you
much, much,
dropped it and
much
smashed
cheaper.
it.
You know, and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They
Oh
do
yeah.
the same thing. At the end of the day, they carry your damn drink, and who cares? You know what I'm saying? But
Just don't
uh,
smash. Don't get too drunk and smash it.
yeah, yeah, no, this one, no, wait a minute, this is it's got that. Yeah, I'm holding
Yeah.
it wrong, but everything. But yeah, no, it's when it's empty, it just ding, real
Yeah.
nice. You know that crystal, but.
Cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all you're getting, to me, I don't know, man. I've got several glasses, several that are
Mm.
real crystal, and I don't know, man. Is it any better or not? I don't know. You know what
It's
I'm
probably
saying?
just the novelty, isn't it? Like of having it. It's quite nice. Something nice to have, I suppose. I don't have one myself,
Yeah, it's
but it's
you
cool
know,
to own. It's just cool to own a nice glass, like proper
I've
glass.
got some actual beer glasses, and most of the glasses I have that are crystal are beer glasses,
Okay.
and it's ridiculous money, and I think that's the only reason they make them is just so they can charge you more. I have no idea. I haven't looked that much into it, but you know,
Yeah. Most things are well. Everything's about money these days.
yeah,
Probably.
there's
I'm not
something for
surprised.
everybody. If you feel like getting into it, you can nerd out on everything, and
Oh
including the
yeah.
glasses and including well, hell, I mean, I've got a whole collection of these. I've got a whole. I have bottle openers everywhere. Like this is the
That's
coolest one.
something I've never. Yeah, I've just got a couple in my. Well, I live with my parents, so I choose theirs. I've never collected anything like that.
See, here's
But
another one. I've got, and this is just right here randomly on my desk. This is, I've got bottle openers, all kinds of them. Oh, I mean, I've got bottle openers, man. You wouldn't, people send them to me and I buy them and I pick them up from various places. It's just, it's, it's nuts. I've got them on my keychain. I've got, same thing with knives. I've got a collection of knives. Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Cool.
I was watching when you jumped in. I was watching this series, The Crown, on Netflix. Is
Oh,
that one that?
you get different shows on your Netflix to the UK one. It's a
Yeah,
bit annoying.
there's this new one
That's
that just started too. This Roman Empire. I didn't know if anybody had seen that yet. I hadn't
I've
started that
not
one.
seen that. I've not seen that. I think I've seen The Crown pop up on our Netflix. I don't know anything about it. I think I saw it advertised.
It so far to me. I mean, you would know far more than me because you're over there. But
What's it about?
it's about Queen Elizabeth.
Oh right, wow, okay.
And when her father, the king, had died, and when she took over, and and all of that, Churchill and all this stuff in it. For me, it's
Right,
been a
right.
complete history lesson and a complete, like, kind of
If I'm being,
bloodline,
being
if you
honest,
will,
if
because
I'm
I
being
didn't.
honest, if I watched it, it'd probably be a complete history lesson for me. Uh, I,
Yeah.
it would. I think a lot of Americans. Well, I could be wrong. I think a lot of them assume we we're quite big on the royal family and stuff, but we're really not.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't. Like I couldn't care less about the royal family, and and I don't. Yeah, I think like most people I know probably feel the same. It's quite strange. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I know like about them, but I don't really. It'd be a history lesson for me if I watched it.
Yeah, because I
But,
didn't, I always hear about these people, my whole life as well. I've heard little bits and pieces, but I didn't understand how the bits and pieces went together. Like, you
right,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
hear Duke this and Duke that, and Knight this and Knight that, and Prince and Princess and all this, and I don't know how they all mix and why they are and who, like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who's married to who, and the bloodline and everything. So it's been a whole complete lesson on me, for me,
Is it
on
good?
how they all go together. Yeah, I find it pretty interesting.
Cool.
Um, because it covers since Elizabeth was a little girl, and so
Right. Okay.
I'm learning about the king and his brother,
Mm.
and I, the different little affairs and stuff that were happening, I guess what was it? The king's brother had turned down the crown or something, resigned or something like that, and then that's how
I've
Queen
got
Elizabeth's
no
dad became the
clue.
king. Uh,
So it sounds like you know more about them than me.
anyway, this is a good watch right here, man. This is a definite
Cool,
good
cool.
watch for all of us, I suppose. So we could all get caught up on our history here. I find it pretty good. Also, this one here, this Luke.
Oh, I've just started that. I'm on episode 5 or 6.
Yeah, this is what episode is this? I don't remember the episode, but oh, it's not showing it, I guess. But yeah, this Luke Cage is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. This I thought the end. You know, the first episode, like the end when the end scene where he just you see him like just like them three people try and just like fight him, and he just like one of them punches him, and just his
Yeah.
hand like rips open, and he's like, I was just going mad. I thought it was amazing, and then
Yeah.
it was kind of I think the first few episodes are really good. Now it's just I think it could. I've not finished it yet, but I think I expected a little bit more. I think it's pretty
So
good.
is it's kind of now I haven't got past. Let me see, what episode am I? I'm on episode 3, for Christ's sake. So I haven't got.
Okay. It's good. It's just like I think I expected a bit more,
Okay,
but
I find that to be a problem with a lot of these series. Like a lot of these series, they start
uh,
out really, gangbusters, and then they just, yeah, I don't know. It seems like, and I think you're absolutely right too. Like the first 2 or 3 episodes will be like, wow, they really have you really
mm,
engaged, and then somewhere around the middle of the series, it'll just kind of fall apart.
it's yeah, 100%. And also a lot of shows the first couple of series might be really good, and then the third one might be it'll just go downhill, and they just get
Yeah.
inconsistent. I don't know if you watch The Walking Dead. Do you watch that?
Oh yeah. Now don't tell me anything about it
I
because
know I won't tell you anything about it. How far are you in?
I have not even started the last season. I
Okay,
like to
yeah,
wait till it's.
I haven't started the last season either. I'm up to. Have you finished series 6?
Oh yeah, yeah,
All right, so I've seen the episode where like Glenn ends up under the dumpster at the back.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, at the when he's trapped by the fence and he ends up under the dumpster.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, I'm up to the episode after that where Glenn's not even in the next episode, but he's not actually dead. But
Right.
and then I for some reason I just think that show I loved it at first, and I just thought it was so up and down after a while and inconsistent.
I think there's a whole routine to it as well, right? Like it's the same thing that happened with Sons of Anarchy. There was just like
Oh, yeah,
this.
I watched
Just
series 1 of that, and I need to watch more. No, I've seen 3 series of that. It's really good.
three, yeah, three
3 seasons.
seasons.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
it's a lot of these shows do that. They have like this cadence to them, and you get used to the rhythm, to the pattern that they set, right? And you're like, okay, here we go.
yeah,
Like The Walking Dead, for instance. Okay, they're gonna have someone's gonna come into the town that they're at.
yeah,
Um, all right, here we go. They're gonna be fighting some zombies now again. Here we go. Okay, someone's gonna die. I don't know. It's just kind of, you get. They all have their routine, their kind of cadence is what I call it. And
yeah. No, they do.
but the end of it, man, the end of that season, bro, sends you for this loop, and
Oh, it's
you're
at
just
the end of
like,
series 6.
oh my god, I can't wait to see the next season. So yeah, I
Yeah,
am.
no, I've heard. I won't say anything. I've heard like about a bit about season 7, and it's made me want to like watch it. I'm gonna catch up on it because it got to the point with The Walking Dead where I didn't care about it, and
Right.
I still planned on catching up, but I got a bit like it was just annoying me, and I don't know. But I used to love it, and then there was just a point where I just went off it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you either because it's.
It's that,
But yeah, the end of season 6, man, is definitely definitely good. It's definitely good, man.
yeah, I will watch it. I will watch it.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed that one thoroughly. This Roman Empire, I'm looking forward to it though. It looks like this is the first they just released it or something, so I'm looking
Okay.
forward to that one. And
You've se-
then what else is on
I
here?
tell you what's good. Have you seen Stranger Things?
No, and I was just looking
That
at that.
that's really, really, really good. Honestly,
Okay, it looks kind of sci-fi or something.
it's kind of it's hard to I don't know how to explain it. Um, it's a tricky one to explain. I think, mate, check it out on IMDb or something. But I got recommended it, and I didn't think it looked like my sort of thing, but it was so good. And I think there's
Really?
only like eight episodes or something, so it's short in the first series.
Is it a British series?
No, no, American.
It's American. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I've really enjoyed about some of the British series is that they're kind of short and to the point, and I kind of like the way that they come at it too. Same thing with the Australian series. Some of the Australian series really have just a different way of going about things. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, yeah.
I really really enjoy that, and they keep things really short. I guess since they have and I think they have the same thing over there too with Channel 9 and the BBC. Like they have so many series and they use so many of the same actors for the same series that you just there's a lot of them, right? They just kind of pop up all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you happen? Well, you might or might not have. I really got into Luther. I really liked Luther.
Luther. Oh wow.
Luther was so
Oh,
good.
Idris Elba. I love him. Luther is absolutely. I, oh man, I love Luther.
Luther was so good.
Did you see? I still haven't actually seen because they made two like special episodes of series 4, didn't they? Did you hear about that?
No, uh-uh.
So if you know there's 3 seasons or series as I say. Um, there'll be probably 3 on Netflix,
We've
but there is
got
actually a fourth. There's a fourth. Oh, four's on there as well. So that
yeah,
was
four's
released
on it.
like I think that was released last year.
Oh, and there's just 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a special. They released it like a few years after series 3. So check them out. I still haven't seen the second episode out of it. I don't know why. So I love that show.
Yeah.
Um,
Luther was just uh, it, Luther
uh,
was fantastic. I really enjoyed that.
yeah, and that's a show, an example of a show that was just so consistent. Like it was all good, you know.
Yeah,
But it was quite. Then again, it was quite short. You know, I think a lot of these TV shows which only have like 1 or 2 series,
hmm
but they end it at the right time because some of them, if they were to carry it on, you could tell it might go downhill. Or
No, now what about this one here? I've got on the screen, Peaky
Peaky
Blinders.
Blinders, I've heard a lot
Oh,
about it. I've not seen it.
oh, 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 the best. The
Really?
Peaky fucking Blinders. Oh, I love it, man. It's great. It
Ah,
is such a. It is one of the best period series out there.
that's the one with the guy from 28 Days Later, isn't it? The zombie film. If you've seen it,
No,
what's his
I,
name?
I
What's his
haven't.
name?
I haven't seen that. It's so
Um,
some of the actors
Got his name. But yeah,
look
it's a popular
familiar,
actor.
but I don't necessarily know from what. But they look familiar. But the oh, it's and they just signed it up for two more seasons. So
Awesome, awesome.
we know we're gonna have 2 more. And
It's the same. That's what happened with Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if you watched that.
No, no, I don't watch that.
Don't watch it. Oh, you don't watch It's Always Sunny? Oh man,
Uh-uh.
oh man, so good. That's a popular out in the US. It's not very popular here
Yeah,
to
it
see
is. It is
American
popular
show, isn't
actually.
it?
I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, yeah,
The
it's great. That's great.
Peaky Blinders, I swear to God, especially the first couple of seasons, man. Oh, dude, you're gonna be so hooked. I
Uh,
swear to God, it's great. Oh, the Peaky Blinders, I love that series, man. Oh my
yeah, I'm
God.
just looking at it on IMDb. Oh, it's got a good rating, 8.8. Nice.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders is.
Nice. That's it. Cillian Murphy. That's the guy's name who I'm thinking of.
And then this one, have you seen Bloodline? Has that got out there yet?
Bloodline. Yeah, yeah, I've watched Bloodline. I've not
Oh,
finished. I've not finished the second season yet.
yeah, this.
I've found a few episodes got left, but um, the only thing about Bloodline that I found a bit annoying was I thought they because they're like an hour-long episodes, and I don't mind hour-long episodes, but
Mhm.
I just felt it was especially the first series. I felt it was a bit slow. I
I
could maybe that's just me. Maybe if I
no,
rewatch
I
it,
can understand that.
but I felt my mate told me to just watch it though, and I said all right, fine, I will watch it all. Um, yeah, no, it's really good, and I think I'm preferring the second series to the first.
Yeah, I can definitely see that for sure. I understand what you're saying with that first season because that it definitely had. Well, there again, like we were talking about before, it definitely had those moments in what I would say kind of the middle-ish part of it. Like, what is there? I think there might be 10 or 12 episodes to a season. I
Yeah,
and
about that.
I think it was right around episode 4. I think 4, 5, 6, 7. It kind of like I felt like it just kind of lost its way a little bit. Like
You
you
know,
know,
if I'm honest, it was quite a while ago that I watched it. So, but I think that sounds about right. I can't.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
there
quite a
was
while
some
ago I watched it.
episodes in there that just really just kind of dragged on longer than you thought. Like
Mm.
some subject matter there that I felt like, did we really have to go into all this that deep? You know,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. No, no,
and,
that's what.
like they
Yeah,
they went so much into like the brother and so much into his past and like I don't know, it just kind of got a little monotonous. I think. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. It was definitely. I do really like it. That's a good show.
it kept me interested though. It definitely kept me interested, and then I definitely liked the last few episodes of that first season, and then the second
Yeah,
season
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
really good. I thought the second season was really good.
Yeah, I've
Um,
still got to finish it. I've actually forgot what episode I'm up to, and it doesn't tell me on Netflix because I was using someone else's account or something, and I or something. I can't figure out where I'm up to, so it's, so it's a bit annoying, but oh well.
that now the other one that I was going to talk about is HBO, and I don't know.
Excuse me.
I think the UK has a different HBO too, as well, don't you?
So we don't get HBO here.
Oh, you don't get HBO at all. Okay.
No, it's annoying, but then again, I don't really watch TV on my actual TV. I watch everything on my computer or laptop.
Right. Yeah. Well,
So I
or
can watch everything. All the HBO shows are HBO is great. I love it.
or the
Yeah.
Apple TV or your Amazon stick or something
We
on
yeah
your
yeah
TV.
yeah. Oh yeah yeah. So we oh what do you is HBO a streaming site?
Yeah, this is HBO Now. They have HBO Now and HBO Go online. And
Right. I see, I
this
see.
Animals series, it's an animated series. I didn't really
Okay.
think I'd get that into it, but it's kind of funny, man.
Uh,
Each episode is kind of comical, man, and they come at it from that particular animal or that particular insect's point of view,
right,
and
right.
it's kind of funny. Like there's this episode with these flies, and flies don't live very long, and so they kind of touch on that too in that episode. It's it's kind of funny, man. The way they do it. It's not like a must watch type show, but
Yeah, it sounds pretty
it's a
funny.
good filler in for when you're in between your good series. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that one
yeah.
kind of kept me chuckling. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm.
um, Deadwood for sure, bro. If you have not seen Deadwood, that is a
No, no, I'm not.
must.
Yeah, no.
Deadwood is so freaking good. If you love westerns, I am a I love westerns, love them, and Deadwood's definitely right on up there.
So that's what I actually rewatched recently. I've seen it like a few times. Entourage. I love Entourage.
Yeah,
So
Entourage.
good. So good.
Entourage, Entourage is good for sure. That 5 days below it was okay. I seen that as well. I started watching Family Tree. I,
Have you seen Extras next to Family Tree?
I seen a couple of episodes. I couldn't dig it.
Do you not dig?
Um,
Not really. Not your sort of humour.
yeah, and I just
Because
couldn't.
yeah, British. I think them these sort of British shows, especially like Ricky Gervais shows, like that you got. You know, you got the Office, the US Office, and the UK
Right.
Office. So I don't know if you've seen the UK Office, but the style of humour is very different. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love the US Office and I love the UK Office. Uh,
Oh,
and it's tricky, like it's very tricky. But they're different styles of humour, and I've
right.
noticed that the American people I've spoke to that have seen the UK one, they didn't really like it.
Mm. I didn't
But
really get into The Office at all anyway, and
okay,
so and then
no.
Ricky Gervais, he's just not. Man, there's
Do you
very.
not is it? Do you not really like him?
I just don't really care for him, and
Fair, yeah, fair enough.
it's not
He
British humor.
he
It's
always
just
presents the
him.
Golden
Like,
Globes, doesn't he, over in America?
but Game of Thrones. Oh, my God,
You
that
know
is
what? I'll be honest. I watched it the first season, and I didn't. It's not my sort of thing. I hate to say it because I know how good
really
it is.
okay.
Yeah, but I've never really been into all that sort of horses and swords and like that sort of thing. I don't know what,
Right.
but I'm gonna rewatch it because I've heard it's so good. And
You know what was kind of funny if you have a chance, and now I've seen both of these. This is the American getting on, and then there's a British getting on as well. I've seen both of them and love both of them.
oh, that's good. Oh, cool, cool.
That is one of them that I definitely like the both of them. Hello, ladies. This main guy, I think he's British as well. I think, or maybe he's Canadian. But I'm kind of surprised Hello, ladies didn't come back at least for another season. They only have one season. It's that quirky kind of humor, like he's this single dude and he's always trying to get laid, and you know what I'm saying. He's
Oh,
just
I think that's the one with Stephen Merchant, isn't it?
he's kind
I've
of
heard, yeah, I've heard of it.
tall.
I've heard of it. Yeah, he's tall, got very, very tall, got glasses. Yeah, I'm sure that's the Stephen Merchant show. So he works with like extras. Is written by him and Ricky Gervais. He works with Ricky Gervais all the time.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah, if I think that's his show. I've heard about it.
It
But
was.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it
Stephen
was.
Merchant. Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good. Like it was. You know what I'm saying. I kind of dug that one. I kind of like that
yeah.
one.
I forgot I read about it and then forgot about it until you just showed me it. So I'll check it out.
It's been a few years since that came out, but it would still be a decent one. Girls, I kind of like girls. I could see where a lot of people wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see where it's not for
I'll be
everybody.
honest. A lot of these shows aren't on our Netflix, so
Right? Yeah, you're right. Or on Amazon.
I don't know a lot of them. I used to use a VPN so I could go on the American one,
And if you
and then but then now Netflix detects if you're using a VPN or like a proxy, and
oh, it does.
it blocks you. Yeah, they've put a stop to it. That's a
Oh
bit
well,
annoying.
that's too bad.
Yeah, it's annoying, but I've got other websites so I can download it. Oh, that's the show I love. Oz. I love that.
Oz was good. You've seen Oz.
Oh,
Oz
oh
was
man, Oz. Oh,
Oz was responsible for it was like one it was like the
oh
first,
man.
right? It was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
Oz
man.
was the first. of of the modern style of TV series that we watch now. That show is responsible for so many of the main actors that are stars now.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane.
I always say this to my mates as well. Oz, out of all the TV shows I've watched, is the one with the all the like the most like amount of like good characters in it. Like
Yeah.
if you think of all the characters in it, they're so good. And now obviously a lot of them are very famous.
Hmm.
Um, but there's so many good characters in that show.
Yeah.
And like, and yeah, what a great show! Like, my brother told me to watch it, and he said it's a bit like it's a bit older. I don't know what year it was made.
Oh, let's see.
I'm
Let's
gonna guess around 93. No, not that early.
it
Yeah,
could be.
no. mm,
Let's see details.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, probably 93ish.
It doesn't. It's weird that it doesn't say on here. You
So
would
let's
think
say
that
I'll
it
check on IMDb. Oh no, I was way off. 1997.
97. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there, man, there are so heck your boy
Oh, Wimmy.
from Luther. Yeah, I mean that's where he came
Oh,
from.
I thought you were talking about for my friend. Yeah. No, Luke was in.
I thought he was.
No, I don't think Idris Elba was. Um,
Or he
if
might
he
not have.
is, if he is, I'll be very happy. I'll be
He might not
amazing.
have come out until he's probably in that Baltimore series I'm thinking of then. Yeah, he was definitely in that Baltimore series that
Yeah,
followed it.
he wasn't on Oz. No. Yeah, no, a lot of great actors in Oz, and what a show! What a show!
Yeah,
Such a
Oz
good
was
show.
definitely cutting edge. It wasn't for everybody, that's for sure.
No, no, it's yeah, I loved it. Great show.
Yeah, it was.
Great
I
show.
thought it was really good. Um,
Yeah.
there was there's a couple more. Of course, The Sopranos was on there.
That's what I can't wait to start watching that.
Oh, you
I've
have
not seen
not
it.
seen The
No,
Sopranos?
not yet, not yet.
You're the
It's on my to watch list. Don't worry.
so you're the guy. You're the guy that has not seen it. Wow.
I know,
Um,
I know.
there's a now True Blood. Have you seen True Blood?
Um, I
It's
don't think so.
the
Is that?
vampire
No,
series.
I've not. No, yeah, I know about it. I've not seen it.
That was one that fell apart on. I mean, it was the only reason I've watched every single season is because I had watched so much of it already. And
Right, right.
by the time you got past the fourth season, it was just kind of ridiculous. If
Mm.
you want to talk about show, it just started. I'm kind of already borderline. I don't really care for sci-fi too much as it is.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah, I'm quite big on
it,
my sci-fi stuff.
I'm not
To
a
an extent. To an extent.
to an extent, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not really a fantasy guy. You know what I'm saying? And the one that we were talking about earlier, the one with the swords and all that, like you were
Oh,
saying.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is just borderline as far into fantasy as I'll go. You know what I'm saying? But True Blood just really started going way out there. I mean, they really started going way out there. It was just like,
Right, right, right.
come on, man. You're like, come on, man. This is so fake. Like, this is ridiculous. It was just getting ridiculous. But I stuck. The Wire is the one that was from the Baltimore.
Oh, The
That's
Wire. All right. I've watched season 1 3 times because I want to get into it so badly, and I do like it, but
uh-huh.
there was just something about it that didn't keep me hooked.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. And I hate to say it because that's how dedicated to trying to get into it I was.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? They're long episodes, and I wanted to start it from the beginning each time.
You know
I
what?
didn't.
there's a series. I'm going to tell you now. I don't know. It might be purely an American thing, but there's a series that is semi popular. It's kind of popular on a low roar type of thing. Um, and it's Veep. Have you heard of Veep?
No, I've not. No.
It's an HBO series. If you were into Seinfeld, it's the
Is that how it's called? Yeah.
if you were into Seinfeld, then it's the oh my God, what's her name from Seinfeld? She's the main character. She's the vice president of the United States, and
Right.
it's really quick episodes, 22 minutes, 23 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And they're really quick, and it's about it's a funny take on American politics, and
Cool.
it's just it. You really got to pay attention because they jam pack a ton of stuff in there, and it. I love that show, man. I love that stupid show because it goes
What's
so
it?
right.
How do you spell it?
Veep. It's Veep.
Oh, VEP. Cool.
Yeah,
Um, I'll have a look.
that one's pretty good. As far as a comedy, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But and then there's Hulu. Do you watch any Hulu at all, or?
Is Hulu that is my son? Oh, yeah, it's a website, isn't it? Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it a website? See, I didn't know they actually. What is it, like a similar thing to Netflix?
Hulu kind of is mostly things that are on your major TV networks, over the air TV networks. So mostly things that are on ABC or NBC or CB. Not is it CBS? Yeah, I think CBS. They have a little bit of CBS shows.
Hmm.
Um, it's yeah. I'm not too into stuff that's on the kind of four major networks, if you will.
Right, right, yeah,
But they
okay.
do have some Comedy Central stuff like this Broad City. Um, they do have some of your major cable network stuff. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I mostly use it to watch Seinfeld. I watch Seinfeld more than I care to even admit. I've probably seen every episode of Seinfeld probably 10 times. I swear to God. And I'm not even kidding. I watch Sein. What I like about Hulu, the one thing I do like about Hulu that's unique to Hulu is that you can pay for no commercials. So
Oh, okay, okay.
if let's say your favorite show comes on the regular TV at whatever time on a Monday, you can watch it the next day on Hulu with
Right.
no
So,
commercials if you pay for that service. They have
yeah, yeah,
they have a
yeah.
couple of levels of service. But Hulu also has its own uh, specific uh, TV series that are on Hulu only. You know what I'm saying? They do have some shows on here like Fear of the Walking Dead.
Have you
Uh,
started that?
I've watched the first season and the second. Did I watch the whole second? I might have watched the whole second season.
I've not seen all of the seconds. I'll be honest though, because when I started it, I was so pissed off with The Walking Dead because it was so inconsistent. I actually started enjoying that one more, but I know it's not better. It's not a better show, but um, I just love that Strand character.
Oh, it's 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 definitely different. I have to say that. You know what I'm saying?
It is good. I can't. Well, actually, no. I don't like to say that it's not better because it's not. It's only a little bit in, but you know, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I,
It's like like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Like they're have you seen both of them? I'm guessing you've seen Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, I've only seen a couple episodes. I just could
Oh
not
man.
get into it. I
What?
I could not. And you know what's going to even make this even weirder for you, Charlie, is is the fact that I lived in Albuquerque. I lived where they
Oh
filmed it.
wow, wow, okay.
I could take you to every single place that's in that series.
Oh,
I
no.
lived there. My house was actually in one of the first couple of episodes. From a distance, like you had to. Oh, okay, they're panning away to a whole scene of some houses or something, and that's the way my house was kind of in there, like my rooftop, like you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things, like,
Yeah.
oh, my house is back there. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. Yeah, I just could not. What was hilarious too was an insanely popular show that another one of those things where I'm the guy that just never really watched it. Like I
Yeah,
was talking
see,
about you with Sopranos.
yeah, but I haven't watched that. I haven't tried that yet. So, but no, it's like me. Everyone likes Game of Thrones. I couldn't
Yeah,
get into
Game
it.
of Thrones. Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
think
man.
everyone but when I tell people I don't like, well, I didn't like it, they'll go, "Oh, you got bad TV taste." But I'm like, come on, everyone has that. Isn't going to be into everything, you know.
Right.
I like. I think I've got good TV taste.
Yeah. Well, of course, right.
I
You know
like to. I
which
hope so.
Now there's one show that I'm going to show you on Hulu that I really got into. It was recommended to me from somebody, and it's only available on Hulu. It's one of their exclusive.
Oh, I've watched like I'm about halfway through it.
Oh, are you really? You've watched
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome, isn't it? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
it's awesome.
really. It's funny too because it's from Stephen King and Abrams, as you can see on there. And
Mhm.
I really don't get into that sort of whole JFK thing, but the way they did this one is really good. I thought it was really good. I really
He's
got into
very
it.
good. Who's the guy in it? James Franco, isn't it? That's the actor. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm about. I forgot what
Yeah,
episode
James
I'm up to. I
Franco.
think it's like episode. I'm up to episode 5 or something.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I've not. So yeah, I've not seen it all.
I was really surprised that it was recommended to me, kind of not directly to me. It was a podcast that I listened to. The guy that hosts the podcast
Okay.
recommended watching it, type thing. So I watched it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so and so says to watch it. So I was kind of out of shows to watch. So I was like, I'll watch this. I was shocked at how much I
Yeah,
got
yes.
into it. I was like,
Really,
wow,
really, really good. Yeah.
I got into it. I was quite surprised because if you're not on Hulu, you're never going to hear of it. And
Well, I use I sort of kind of just go by um I sort of check out like the top shows on IMDb with the best ratings and
oh,
just
I got you.
get see what's recommended and hit word of mouth, that sort of thing.
Hey, Pat, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Hey, mate.
Oh, we can't hear him. Oh, no
Oh,
way. Technical difficulty. He'll get on there, man. He'll fix it. He'll fix it. Yeah, Pat is a long time friend of ours. He goes way back with me on Share a Beer, that's for sure.
right,
And
right,
then Mark has his own shows on Sunday, and he didn't have a show today on photography. Pat's actually a professional photographer. That's what he does for a living, and
right. Oh, cool, cool, cool.
that's him there with one of the $1 million plus cars that he shot. And
Wow.
yeah, he shoots
Yeah, I can,
he
yeah,
shoots
that's
very
cool.
exotic cars. That's what he
Nice,
does.
nice, nice.
I mean, cars that are worth $20 million, $30 million. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's he has that kind of life. Poor guy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you
yeah,
now, man.
yeah.
Are you gonna sell us telephones?
Yeah, we'll try.
So are you in a hotel? Where are you
I
at?
am, yeah. I'm in San Diego.
Oh, poor
Beautiful,
guy.
beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad time to be here. I almost have a really nice view too. Can see the beach from my balcony, but not quite. I mean, I can see a little bit of it, but it's a little ways off.
Nice. So
San
if you're
Diego's
in
actually
San
nice
Diego in a
year
hotel,
round.
you're more than likely working your ass off down there. So what can you share anything?
Yeah, I'm actually just shooting like a collection of cars, like 55 cars. So it's only like a handful of photos of each one, not like a normal photo shoot. But got here yesterday morning and spent all day yesterday and all day today, and I'm gonna do a little more in the morning, and then fly back in the evening to Phoenix. So
Nice.
nothing too exciting photo wise, though. It's kind of, I don't know, just it's like super. Like I actually have the tripod set up and like the ground marked where it has to be, and I'm trying to create the same photo over and over and over. So it's
Oh, really?
yeah, because basically they want to be, kind of almost standardized. So basically,
okay.
have a marking on the ground where the car pulls up, and we put the rear wheel at this line, and then.
Oh, okay.
So
So
yeah, it's
you're doing the school photo
yeah,
of
pretty much.
$100,000 plus vehicles.
Yeah. So, so not the most exciting, but I ain't complaining either.
Hey, it puts bread on the table, right?
It does, and it actually, I think I'm getting paid too much for this one, which is rare. I don't want to tell them that, but
Hey,
normally it's the opposite. The problem, I feel like I'm underpaid. So this is one of the few times where I feel like I actually might be overpaid. So.
Yeah, you're gonna what? You're gonna how much? You got it.
But there'll probably be a lot of post processing to try to match them as much as possible. But
Hey.
like I said, it's not bad. So.
Well, I am having the last of pouring some more ice in the glass here. The last of my Maker's Mark.
You're making me jealous. I want a whiskey now.
Some decent bourbon. Yeah, you always got to have. Well, it's funny, huh, Pat? Because on my Tuesday show, which is my main show, I can't drink because I got to go to work. So I definitely make up for it on the weekend shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. I was watching. I was just going through YouTube stuff while I was doing some photo editing. It actually might have been, I don't know, a couple nights ago anyway. Yeah, I think it was a couple nights ago. And I saw you had a 4-hour weekend share.
Last weekend.
4
yeah.
hours.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, that was with Charlie's buddy, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was he on for 4 hours?
Yeah, we were on for 4 hours. Yeah.
What the? Wow.
I will admit, I did not listen to the whole thing.
You know what's fantastic about this, man, is that I've got so many fans that will watch literally the whole thing and literally watch it a few times and get back to me on different points of it. It's just, I can't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, cheers to you guys, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'd raise a glass, but I'd have a beer.
Yeah, Charlie's across the pond, and
I am. Yeah.
Now Pat's been across the pond, but he's been to the boot. He's been over there to Italy a few times already.
Okay.
I spent the night in London in a airport hotel room because my flight was delayed for 24 hours, so that was fun.
Is that all you got to see of London?
Yep. I saw the inside of Heathrow and then the bus loop around to the hotel and then back to the airport, and I was gone. So
I was in Heathrow the other day. Oh no, I was in Gatwick the other. I was in Vegas a few days ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was there during election day out of all days. Mad.
A good day to be in there, I guess, if you like to drink.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, you were in Vegas, Charlie?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, for 3 nights.
Oh, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you were just north of me and Pat. Pat's from Phoenix as well, but you wouldn't know it. He's just all over the place.
Yeah. Where are you again, Joe?
Phoenix.
Cool.
I don't think I've talked to you since you got your house. Where is your house? Like what suburb or whatever?
Oh, I'm in South Phoenix.
South Phoenix, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
must be a relief to be
out of the hotel.
Yeah. Yes. How long were you there? Almost 2 years?
I was there 2 years.
That's crazy.
Living in a hotel for 2 years.
I lived in a hotel for when Charlie. If you go back and you look at the episodes where there's a green wall behind me, that's from the hotel.
I'll check it out.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
definitely very necessary, but you know, you learn from everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to do it. It was something I had to do. So you grin and bear it. You know what I'm saying? You learn a lot in the process. The process is where we, you know, that whole journey is where we learn the most. You know what I'm saying? So
Is there anything you miss about it?
yeah, there's actually things that I do miss. The house cleaning.
Yeah, I did say that. You have to hire a maid service for your house now just because you're so used to it.
I mean, it's like, God, you get so used to. I mean, I can't. You know, they now when you live there long term like that, they'll clean your room once a week.
Yeah, I figured they weren't in there every day.
Yeah, they're not in, and you don't really want them in there every day.
No, unless you're just a filthy animal.
Yeah, unless and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Not. I really am not. You know, but you do get used to that. You know, it used to be Thursdays, and then it used to be Saturdays, and then my day used to be Sundays, and then they moved to Thursdays. But you do get used to. There's nothing like walking into your room and everything's cleaned up again, man. I mean, it's sweet. You know, your bed's made. You know, you got fresh towels. You know, yeah, I had to get, quite frankly, you know, with 2 years of not even having to buy toilet paper, I had to get used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
That is strange.
Oh yeah, 2 years not having to buy toilet paper.
I mean, that is one thing about living in a hotel, and that was one of my reasons. That was one of my reasonings for it. Is there were so many things I did not have to pay for. I didn't have to pay for electricity, water, cable, none of that stuff.
I guess so, yeah.
You think about all the things that are provided to you in a hotel. I pay one bill. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And and a lot of people argued with me and told me, well, you could move in an apartment where everything's supplied too. And I'm like, yeah, but I still got to buy my own toilet paper.
Really hung up on this toilet paper.
And they don't clean my room. Like I don't get maid service.
Oh, back in a moment.
Sure, man. And there's still certain things that you're responsible for in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not in a hotel. So, it was just a necessary evil. You know.
So you got some frames ready to hang. So that must be a nice thing to be able to start doing shit like that again, though.
Oh man, it's great to certain things are really good. You know, certain things kind of suck a little bit. I'm kind of used to being able to I can still go for walks. Don't get me wrong, and I still do go for walks, but it's not as easy. So it gives me an excuse not to now. You know. So it's just an excuse like, I'll walk tomorrow. You know what I'm saying, or something. So I have to get better about that for sure, because I do need to maintain my health. But
I could use some of that myself.
you know, the hotels, they have a little gym in them, if you will. You know.
Yeah.
So you always have that available. And then that particular hotel was directly off of the whole, what I call the Royal system, or the whole canal system that runs through Phoenix. And so, you know, that has jogging trails and biking trails all over the place. So it's great.
Yeah, right. I lived in Scottsdale for 7 years, and where I lived was like right off of the canal system right there, and had the same thing. And then like it went right up to Westworld. So there was all that area too where you could go, and then actually there was hiking trails right off of that and everything. It was really nice. Now I don't think there's anything like that at all by me, because I'm like north, really northwest Peoria. I'm at like 89th Avenue and Union Hills is where I am now.
Okay.
So.
There's some really nice trails Well, they're not as nice as where I was at in North Phoenix, but
Because where was your hotel again? Sorry.
it was right there, Metro Center.
Okay.
So it was, that is one thing I do miss a lot is the convenience of so much stuff literally being down the street. I mean,
Yeah.
literally being down the street.
Yeah.
I miss the couple of bars that I used to go to all the time. Right now everything's more rural where I'm at. More farmland and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So those things there's still bars and stuff right here, but they're just far enough where I'm like, screw it.
That's the weird thing is everything. It feels like everything in Phoenix is very like in big packs. Like Scottsdale, there's a ton of stuff. Downtown, obviously, there's a ton of stuff. Tempe, but then like I used to live at like on Cave Creek Road, just off the 101. There's like nothing over there. I mean, it was like a weird, just dead zone. And then I lived at 35th Avenue in Union Hills for a while, and kind of the same thing. It's strange how little there is. And actually, the whole like Peoria area in general is kind of a whole lot of nothing. I mean, as far as that kind of stuff goes, but
yeah, it kind of depends what you're into. There's it doesn't take much for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll even go to a dive bar, but the one dive bar that's really close to me is a little too divey. I'm like, no, that's just a little too far.
you have your limits.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, wow, that's pretty divey.
my friend on Umi, he was showing you that Big Red place, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, we definitely did check that out.
That's an awesome place.
Yeah, now see, that looks like my kind of. What I mean by divey for this place that I was that's right by me, they literally only take cash. They don't necessarily have food. Like there's just all these restrictions, and I'm like, who in the hell carries cash, man? Come on,
Yeah.
You're killing me here.
I'm in
cars.
of course, like Beer Headquarters USA in San Diego.
Yeah, you are, for real.
Like, actually, the place where I'm shooting stuff, that warehouse I'm working at, it's like a mile and a half from like Port and Lost Abbey.
Oh, really?
And then like Alesmith, it's like 4 miles from there or something like that. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously a ton of stuff here.
Did you say you drove there or flew there?
I flew here.
Oh, you flew, okay.
So I got a rental, so. Because the place is like a half an hour, 45 minutes from the airport. And then I'm actually staying at Torrey Pines, the golf course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was actually like, it's crazy. So my flight was $410. And then if I booked the hotel along with it through American Airlines, it was $450.
What?
So $20 a night for the hotel. And like I said, like I can see the ocean from here, and I can see the golf course and stuff. So I don't know why it's so damn cheap, but
yeah, who knows? Yeah, I've stayed in some. Well, right now I'm looking at typically the end of January I have time off that I have to take, for my job, and so I'm looking into taking a little trip. And what can I get for less than like $1,500 type thing? You know what I'm saying? And so I was okay. Well, let me look into a flight that's less than 200. So I can maximize my money that way. And heck, it was like round trip flights to Denver for like $87.
Yeah, those deals are crazy when they pop up.
I mean, it was nuts.
Like Southwest, is that or something?
No, it wasn't even Southwest. I actually. What I've been looking a lot on is just Google. Google has their own flight arrangements. And you can Google, if you go to that, when you Google something, if you go to more, you know how they have, all your different search options. If you go to more, they have flights. You can just Google flying anywhere, and you can go to the I'm feeling lucky part and put in dates. and her price range, just tell you where in the world you can go for that money. It's so
That's
cool.
cool.
So they showed me Calgary. I was like, I swear to God, I never thought about Calgary, but maybe I'll go there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Let's go check it out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm kind of on the line of what I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, it's kind of cool if you don't have any idea of necessarily you want to go. Why not, do something different, something weird?
It's kind of the way like I have time that I have to take off because I have vacation built up, and so I have to take, like in Charlie's case, it would be holiday. I have a few weeks of holiday that I have to take off. So, I don't necessarily have a specific place, like you said. So it's like, okay, where do I want to go? I've got this much I could spend. Take me somewhere. So,
That's one thing cool about this traveling like this is that, especially when I can book it myself, I can build up miles and points for hotels and rentals and all that kind of shit. So then eventually I can just take a whole trip for free. So I was looking at stuff too. I was actually looking at Italy again next year to go to the Mille Miglia again as like just media following the old cars or something. Now that I've done it once, but I think I might need to wait at least another year to do that. Just to, I don't know. Doing 2 years in a row might be a little much. And obviously I'd be paying for parts of it now, whereas last time I got paid to do it. So
right. So what are some tips, Pat? Because I do want to go, not necessarily to Italy. I would like to go to Italy, but eventually, I really would like to go to Ireland and to London and do a beer tour and a whiskey tour. You have any tips for traveling overseas?
I've not been there yet.
I don't, but an awesome place, and it's great for if you want to go for beer stuff, is Prague, the Czech Republic. It's like, that's where like Pilsner beer comes from and all that kind of stuff. And they actually have really good actual Pilsners and lagers, and like literally every city corner there's 3 bars. And like we go to a little restaurant and get breakfast. And they say, "Oh, what would you like to drink?" And like they look at you weird if you didn't order a beer with breakfast. And I mean, it's just like, and when we went, I don't know what the economy is like now versus the American dollar and everything, but when we went, we get like dinner and like 2 beers each, and per person it'd be like $7, something like that.
Nice.
Dinner. So I mean, it was cheap. We'd have like 4 of us eating and getting beers and stuff, and it'd be like $25.
Oh,
and
can't be
and good stuff.
So cheap.
So, and it's just a beautiful city too, with like super old architecture. That
what city did you say?
Like their clock tower, the mechanicals, I think, are from like the year 400. Like so, and a lot of their buildings are like 700 years old, 600 years old.
Sorry, where is this?
Prague.
Oh, Prague.
Yeah.
Now, see, we have, as a matter of fact, Maltazir is in the chat, and he's in Ireland right now. Like, we have some long-time supporters of this show, of my regular Sherber show, that are from Ireland, and I can't even tell you how bad I want to go to Dublin. I want to go to Dublin so bad.
Yeah.
And now to Cork and check out Cork as well. And to London, and I just really want to go to some pubs over there and just check it out. You know what I'm saying? Over a long weekend kind of thing, and then come back if I could.
Well,
I've got an Irish surname, but I don't know where down the line I'm Irish, because I want to go to Ireland.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Ireland too. See, so there we go.
Yeah. It's meant to be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about a long weekend. I think you got to go longer than that because it takes you a little while to adjust and everything, I mean, like I said, I was lucky that when I went to Italy, it was all paid for. So, like, I wasn't, spending that extra money for those extra days in the hotel and everything like that. But, it did take like a full day to really get feeling normal. Okay. Where you could, like, actually enjoy it. So, I mean, I would say if you could go for like a week, but obviously it's going to be, expensive.
I was thinking, yeah, probably for like 5 days.
Yeah. So that'd probably be enough, I would think.
Because you know what happens to me, Pat, is I get kind of bored. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, I'm like, okay, I'm adjusted now. When I go on a trip, I like to, kind of like some guys say with their women, I like to hit it and go. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of like to, like if I go somewhere, let's say I was going to Denver. Would like to go on a Friday, party Friday night, maybe have some fun Saturday and bail. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of short and sweet kind of
Interesting.
thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to
prefer the
stay.
opposite. Like, I prefer to like kind of get to know an area and like get to know like the lesser known things, and
Right.
like I always feel like, and that's one thing I didn't like about Italy is that, like I said, because the way we did it, it was so, just literally driving through at 100 miles per hour. So like you couldn't like really enjoy anything. I mean, you still could, but I'm certainly not complaining. But and then the thing that sucked too is the town that we started in, where our hotel was, where we spent like 4 nights of the whole thing. There was just nothing to do. It was just this weird and this kind of like stinky hotel, and
Oh man,
it was so strange because it was like the guys I was with were complaining about the hotel so much, like just nonstop nagging about it anytime we got together. And like I'm pretty low maintenance, so it didn't really bother me. But it was so funny because it parked in the parking garage. There was probably $10 million in Ferraris.
Sick.
In like this shitty hotel. Actually, probably more than that.
Madness.
Come to think of it.
It wouldn't take too many Ferraris to make $10 million worth of Ferraris.
No, I mean there was an F40, so that alone's like $2 million.
Wow,
Yeah.
geez.
So,
guys, I've got to go.
Hey, absolutely, Charlie. Hey, thanks for jumping in, man. I appreciate it, brother.
No, when I said it was 1:30 earlier. Sorry, no.
You said it.
Yeah, I said it was 1:30.
1:30, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually. I got the time wrong. Yeah, I was an hour. It's 1:45 now.
Okay, brother. That's fine. Hey, get some rest, man. Hey, thanks for jumping in, Charlie. I appreciate it, man.
Take care, guys.
All right.
See you later.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's kind of the way I like to take trips. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it sounds like the way to do it then is to like, for you, like fly into London, spend a couple nights there, then go to Ireland, spend a couple nights there, and then get out of there.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's what I'm thinking. Because now a buddy of mine that I work with, yeah, he's a big time, strong man and all that stuff. So he went there for a competition. He went to actual London for a week for a competition for 5 days, I want to say. And he was saying kind of the same thing, like, a day to get acclimated. And then I figured because I was looking at the flight times, and it was like 20 hours or some kind of ridiculous travel time. And I do remember my flight from when I was in the service. I did fly into London myself from California, and that was some ridiculous amount of hours. And I do keep in mind that I was, 5 years younger than.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like I said, I lucked out that, the person who flew me out there bought the plane ticket, and he also upgraded to like the 1 tier up. So it was like basically the seats are like we have in a first class, like domestic flight. So it's super comfortable and all that. And on the way there, I slept like 90% of the time. It was beautiful.
Oh,
it was
nice,
like,
yeah.
I got on the plane, kind of hung out, put on my little sleeping mask thing, put in my headphones, and woke up. They like woke me up for a meal. I ate that, went back to sleep, woke up, and I was there.
Nice. Yeah, that part is cool.
Yeah. So that helped me. And with the way my life is, I don't normally get that much sleep anyway. I was actually getting more sleep than normal by flying. So it worked out well.
Now, how does it work for taking gear with you? Like, do you pack a lot of extra bags, or what's that situation like?
I think I packed like my tripod and stuff like that, but basically I have a pretty decent backpack. that's like a photo backpack. I have it right here. I can show you. So it's like this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then right
Right.
here it's got like a little thing for a laptop.
Right.
So
Yeah, I've got a similar deal too.
I completely loaded that up with everything that was vital that I could not lose, just in case, and then my bag was just like clothes and a tripod and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just don't trust, people. I've had so much shit, like wheels ripped off my bags and that kind of stuff. I've never lost anything. But especially in that situation, because it was like, say our bags didn't get there, then suddenly I have to like somehow find a camera to buy in Italy so that I can do the job that I'm hired to do there,
Right. Yeah, that would that would suck.
So I was not letting that out of my sight. And that's how I always like, even on this trip, I'm only here for 2 nights, but I don't actually even check anything. I just have this counts as my little personal item. And then I have, this time I just have like a little satchel or like a messenger bag that I throw some clothes in. But basically, I always try to just avoid checking bags when I go on work trips, just because it's a pain in the ass to wait for baggage claim. And
Yeah, well, so do I. I have a backpack that I travel with, and then I have another perfect little Samsonite wheel
carry-on roller thing.
Yeah, and it'll fit in the overhead on a Southwest flight. The other flights, if I end up taking American or someone else, I have to go up to the gate and then check it.
Yeah.
But on a Southwest flight, if it's perfect, right in the overhead. And then I have my backpack that, just like yourself, I have all my essentials. I have had gear stolen a few months ago now, and
your truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't from traveling, but it was like,
yeah, I can't imagine.
It still stings. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sure.
It's like, God, I'm still having a hard time getting over it. It's like, man,
the
I
whole
would have
thing is
had another body if it wasn't for that idiot still in my lens,
Well, and it's like, stealing, is never a great thing.
Right.
But like, it's pretty low to steal from, like, you're taking that from someone. You're not stealing from a store or a corporation or something.
Right.
Whoever took that knows it's yours and that you're gonna have to replace it, and that, like, just low life.
Yeah, it definitely says something to the level of person that you are.
Yeah.
You're definitely taking that from somebody,
Yeah.
and you're taking, they literally took my tools.
Mhm.
They literally took another tool, my main tool, which was my lens. They literally
what
took
lens was it?
my 70 to 20, my 24 to 70.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
God,
That's shitty.
man, talk about your bread and butter.
Yeah, that's like and I'm gonna do my 135, that I use a ton, obviously, which I actually haven't even used it on this trip, but it's like fucked up. It's like the little, you probably can't even see on this, but basically where the like focusing ring is, it's like loose. It wiggles.
Oh yeah, I do see that.
And it basically the autofocus is like totally unreliable.
One of the things that I recently unpacked all my beer glasses. I finally I had a few boxes left in the garage to unpack. I finally got to them. And all that to say that a few people had gifted me cups that look like lenses. And
Oh yeah.
I was so happy. I've got them put away right now. I get them.
They're like little insulated, kind of like thermal mug things, right?
Yeah. Oh, they're great. I love them.
They look pretty real too.
They look very real. As a matter of fact, when I still lived in New Mexico, one of the tricks I used to love to play on people, because I used to have them really handy, and I would grab one and toss it to them. What are you doing? And then they'd get it and realize that it's a cup. But yeah, that was one of my favorite things to do, because the switches on them work and everything. They're really realistic.
Yeah, really.
Really quick, Maltazir, like I said, and that was a while ago though, but he said he was here in Ireland. JH says, Joe, I love you. My favorite beer is Primo.
Primo pills.
Primo, probably, yeah. And Aaron says party. Ryan says, beer question. Have you ever had no label beer from Katy, Texas? No, I sure haven't. I've had plenty of no label beer, though. Hell, I've got one right now in the fridge that I still need to. As a matter of fact, it's one of Barrick's beers that he sent, and I still need to. I remember he sent a couple of them, and I said I was going to keep one and sample it later, and I keep meaning to sample that thing. Maybe I'll get to it. I thought I'd get to it tonight, but not tonight.
So did his? I think I heard that it was actually good, but did his Citra Bomb live up to the hype?
No, it's actually one of the Citra Bombs.
Oh yeah,
it's the one that I still have, and it really was. It was good. What did I say about it though? There was something
because I know anytime he talks about it, it's like it's God's gift to Earth, you know, kind of like the greatest beer ever made.
Right, and it was really pretty good. God,
which I don't doubt. I just think it's funny anytime he talks about it, he's like kind of like forget about anything else. I got a Citra Bomb.
Right. You know what I think I did say about it? It was a little thin to me. I think is what I said. Like it didn't quite have that nice mouthfeel to it. Other than that, to me, it was really good. It was, just as good as any other, beer that you would put it against. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like it was pretty good though.
There was a guy I knew that it was like my wife's boss's husband, and I only hung out with him a few times, but they had a really nice house up in Cave Creek, and he homebrewed, and he had like 3 beers on tap that he kegged and everything like that, and he actually did some really, really good stuff too. He made a Kolsch that was super good, and then he had like a Citra Pale Ale, I think. It's 100% Citra Pale Ale he had made, and I think he did like a porter too, a clone of, maybe it was actually, I think it might have been a clone of like a famous beer. I can't remember what it was though, but he was doing that kind of thing.
Oh.
But he also like, he traveled a lot for work. He was like a medical sales guy or whatever. So he traveled to California a lot. And I guess they gave him always like a food budget, every food and drink budget for every trip. And so instead of like actually spending on food, he would just go to like bottle shops and buy a bunch of shit and bring it back. So he had like a full commercial refrigerator that was like glass on the front, and had like the temperature in the corner that was completely packed with like just amazing stuff that apparently his work paid for. And like I went there one time, for example, and he gave me like 2 bottles of Parabola and I can't remember what else, but he was just like, I know it was at least a bottle of Bourbon County Stout before it came to Arizona. So like an older bottle. And he's like, "Oh, you never had this? Here, take this, take this, take this, take this." He's like, "Oh, I got extras of all these." Because he had a second fridge in his garage that was like overflow of like, multiples of his Parabolas, and
nice.
It was crazy.
I think those fridges are so cool, those kind of commercial fridges that are, with the glass front and everything. I think they're pretty cool, man. So you can kind of see in them and stuff. And they
honestly, his like beer selection at his house was better than most stores. Like it's better than Total Wine as far as quality. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts. That I do.
The thing was that he traveled so much, and they lived up in Cave Creek, so he didn't like know anyone in Arizona and didn't really have any friends. All of his friends like lived in Kentucky or something like that. So he like had all these beers that he's like waiting to share and stuff, and so he shared some good stuff with me, and then we had a little bottle share, and I opened up some like really crazy stuff one time with him, and he was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And like, yes. Yeah, that's my problem is for a long time I had a crazy cellar, no one to like share them with, so like they would just sit around. All these beers that I felt guilty drinking by myself,
Well, did you see this beer I just reviewed?
That old Chicory. I saw,
man. 2008.
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe it, man. I whipped it out of the fridge because I had put it in the fridge a few days ago, and I was like, let me see the date on this thing. 2008. Oh my God. I better make a video about this one. This is crazy.
It's crazy. Just not long ago, I opened a bottle of 2008 Worldwide Stout.
Oh, you did?
And it was, I don't know, it was all right. I think it's like, well, I don't know. I was expecting more, but it wasn't bad.
This one, I tell you what, Pat, I swear to God, if I'd, at a 5.2%, if I'd have opened this up, not told you a damn thing, you'd have still thought it was a fantastic beer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd have thought there was a little something missing, but not, like, you'd have still thought, this is pretty good still. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I realized that for a long time I had, like I said, a pretty crazy cellar of beers, and I realized that most of them actually do not get better. Even the big beers. I think a lot of them are better fresh, because I had, like, especially Stone, like, for a long time I had a bunch of bottles of Stone stuff, and I just found that I was just disappointed every time I opened one, so I stopped.
oh, really?
Yeah, and I wouldn't think from them, but I don't know, because I had, like, the Vertical Epics back to, like, 05 through 12. I had, like, 2 full sets of those, and I had, like, some old Double Bastards and stuff like that. For a little while, I don't have, like, anything anymore, but for a while I had, like, 160, almost 200 beers that were, like, almost all Bombers or 750s. It was a little outrageous.
Oh, bro, I've got...
I'm sure you, from what I've heard from you, no shortage.
I've got tons of beer. Yeah, I've definitely got tons of beer, man.
I have a bottle of KBS, Founders KBS.
Oh.
Back when it was still called Kentucky Breakfast Stout, when they were, like, before they got in legal trouble and had to change it or whatever, or got asked to change it. So it's from the original bottling, 2005. I'm guessing it's not very good anymore, though.
Oh my God, yeah, because that beer wasn't really that great in the first place. So if it's aged,
not the Kentucky bourbon. So there's that brand that's like Kentucky whatever.
Yeah.
The Founders KBS, people act like it's the greatest, like one of the greatest barrel-aged stouts there is. If it's maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we had a if you remember, we had
it's Kentucky, because there's a Kentucky barrel stout is what I'm thinking of. That is
right.
Very good.
Yeah, no, this was the one with the babies and all that stuff. The one you're talking about.
Founders
yeah, because
Breakfast.
we had Dave. Dave was the one that used to come on all the time drinking that, and then he used to talk about he was drinking babies or something like that. I forget.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, that's the Founders Breakfast. Yeah.
But yeah, that's real quick. Herb Prophet, he says Zima, and he says take that, Jigga Jigga.
I got a couple Zima pint glasses I found at a thrift store that I have.
Oh, really? No, I don't have anything Zima. I swear to God. I didn't even realize it wasn't too long ago, maybe a couple years ago, that I realized they were even still selling Zima.
They are? I did not know that.
Yeah, he says Zima all day. Lime Marita trumps everything, though. Right on, man.
I was just thinking about, I don't know if you remember, I was actually on the Share Beer years ago, where I did I called it a red and tan, where I did a mix of Strawberryta with Dogfish Head 120 minute.
Really?
Just to, like, fuck with beer geek fanboys that, like, just to annoy them.
Oh, yeah.
They probably would not like that. It wasn't very good.
And Randall it with Jolly Ranchers or something.
Maybe like Sour Patch Kids or like.
Yeah, just really piss them off.
I actually do not think 120 minutes is a very good beer to start with, though. So, personally,
it's
just too much for me. Like, too sweet, too.
I've how would I say it? It's kind of like I can eat. It's kind of like I compare it to maybe eating salsa or something like that, or really hot foods. Like, I can eat super spicy foods. You name it, I can eat it, right? But I don't really care to anymore, right?
Yeah.
I would rather just have something that's a little spicy and just.
I actually even got to that point with, like, barrel-aged beers in general, like bourbon barrel-aged beers, to where, like, most of those, I'm just kind of like it just overpowers it to me, and it's like I don't need everything to be like punching me in the face. And it's like still like my go-to that I can always get, that I always like, is Four Peaks Hop Knot.
Man, I tell you what, I'm really becoming a fan of Four Peaks. They I really do enjoy a lot of their beers. They do brew some fantastic beers. and of course that staple, the one that's 60% of their profits. Oh my God, what's their main one?
Kilt lifter.
Yeah, kilt lifter. Of course, I mean you're introduced to that the second you come into Arizona. For Christ's sake, that in Arizona, for those that have not been here, kilt lifter from Four Peaks is as big as Budweiser. Almost.
You can find it just about anywhere. Yeah.
It's everywhere here. It's just everywhere in Arizona. It's just, you can hardly go to a place and not get a kilt lifter.
I think you said that you were surprised, but I was pretty surprised when they got bought.
Yeah.
Like I did not see that coming for them. That,
All right.
I mean, I get it that they're trying to get like regional, whatever, you know, something everywhere kind of thing, but it was still like, really? Because it's strange to think that, you know, they buy a beer company that's one state, which I think now they might. I think a couple of their beers might go to California now, or they're talking about doing that or something. But it just surprised me that an Arizona-only brewery would be bought by someone so huge, you know?
Well, I mean, when you consider how many people come to Arizona, and so,
Yeah.
you know, when you consider how many people, and it's not necessarily how many people, but it's the kind of people that come here, right?
Yeah.
And get introduced to that beer by Four Peaks. You know, it's like you are not. I don't give a rip who you are. I don't care who you are. If you're going to drink a beer, you come to Arizona for longer than 5 minutes, you're going to have a kilt lifter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're, and most of those type of people are, you're. I mean, if you're a Kim Kardashian or a Kanye West or whatever celebrity, you name it, on whatever level you name it, YouTube star, whatever it may be, if you come to Phoenix, and so many people do, you're going to get introduced to Four Peaks. So it may be like an Arizona-only beer, but not really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I did like a little beer trade years ago, and I sent a can of that to a guy in Seattle. And, you know, obviously they have a ton of good beer up there.
Yeah.
And, like, he said they did, like, a side-by-side with, like, Pliny the Elder and all this other stuff. And he was saying that it was, like, almost everyone there's favorite IPA out of all of them, which, you know, surprised me in a way, but doesn't surprise me because I've obviously had, I mean, I don't even know how many IPAs I've had, you know,
Right.
Probably hundreds. But
yeah, who hasn't had at least a dozen?
Yeah. So, but I still go back to that one and love it.
You know, as far as IPAs go, though, man, I'm kind of a little biased to some of the ones that I've had from Albuquerque. That's for sure. I mean, they literally are just, to this day, some of the best I've had. And I actually, Pat, have some right now in my pantry, man, that are still aging from at least 2012, at least at a minimum, they're from 2012.
IPAs?
Yeah, I swear
That'd be
to God.
interesting.
I've got, dude, I've got one that I could whip out right now because it's chilled and everything. I'm tempted to. A little more arm twisting like this, and I'll whip it out. It's
the only one I've had in that same guy I was talking about who has that crazy beer fridge and all that. He would travel to Albuquerque every now and then, and he brought me back a couple cans of Elevated, and I definitely love that. That was really good.
Oh yeah, now see, Herb Prophet mentioned Green Flash. Now, Green Flash, you're in Green Flash country, aren't you?
They're probably just down the road from here, I think.
Yeah. Man, you're absolutely, Southern California really is really the main.
Also, this is the tail end of San Diego Beer Week.
Ooh.
So like there's all kinds of crazy stuff on traffic now, like all these crazy speedway stouts I've seen around. They had a AleSmith was doing this like Velvet Echoes, they called it, speedway stout that was in like aged in 23-year-old Evan Williams barrels with like cold brew coffee added and either vanilla or coconut or something like that.
Oh my God.
It sounds amazing, but the problem is that it's like $5 for a 3-ounce pour. I think.
I swear to God, I do it. I
may still.
Yeah, I swear to God, I would do it. You know who brews some pretty good stuff is oh my god, let me think of their name. They're right there on oh my god, what's the name of the street? Is it Camelback or
In Arizona?
yeah.
Sunup?
Yeah, Sunup. Oh man, some of their cask beers that they brew right there are fantastic, man.
Have you had their White Russian?
No.
It's their Imperial Stout. They actually can it. It's really good. It's not crazy priced either. I mean, it's fairly reasonable.
Some of their beers, I've been in there at just random times and sat there at the bar, and the food's fantastic there as well. But just at random times, I've sat there at the bar, and the bartender's like, "Oh, have you tried this we have on cask?" And I'm like, "I've never heard of that before in my life." Pour you a little shot, you know what I'm saying? You try it, and you're just like, "I'll take a pint of that."
I just looked it up out of curiosity, and I am 8 miles from Green Flash.
Wow. That's kind of a must, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if anything, you know, I'm kind of a nerd for that stuff. So
I'm seven miles from Alesmith.
even if I had like, you know, an extra hour, just to even pop in, buy a shirt or a glass. More than likely, I'd buy a glass because I'm that kind of nerd. I'd buy a glass or something just so I could say, you know, I was there. You know what I'm saying? Not sure I'll be here again, but you know, something that's safe to take back with me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, you know.
But that's the problem is I kind of wanted to buy some stuff and bring it back for like my brother, or, you know, to have around or whatever, without having a checked bag. I obviously can't bring actually any beer.
Right, yeah. You could, if you have time, you could mail it though.
Yeah, or even get a cardboard box and box it up nice and check it, you know. Probably end up costing about the same.
That's true.
I'd have it quicker, but I don't know if I trust them.
Yeah, good luck.
I was going to do that. I was thinking to do that because they just released, Alesmith for Beer Week did a barrel-aged Vietnamese coffee speedway stout. I was going to bring some of those back. And they're like 30. It ended up like $32, $33 a bottle, which is kind of ridiculous, but they were all sold out anyway, so.
Oh yeah, I did. I knew Earth would jump in there sooner or later, man. Earth knows all about that stuff, man. All about the SoCal beer scene. That's well, to me he does. Herb Prophet says Left Hand Nitro Milk Stout is one of his go-tos at the grocery store. That is definitely good nitro milk stout.
Yeah.
And Earth says the new, what is it? McKellar? Mike Mickler? Mickler? Yeah, there you go. Placed in San Diego is where he wants to try.
Oh yeah, I think they got a bar, because that's a Belgian brewery, but I think they have a bar they opened up.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I have not.
I grabbed this at the store earlier.
Ooh, what is that? Everything. What is it?
Evil Twin Imperial Biscotti Break.
Ooh, man.
So Imperial Stout with coffee and almond and vanilla added.
That's got to be good.
It's a pretty big. It's 11.5% in a 16-ounce can, so it's end of the night kind of thing.
Yeah, that's definitely exactly right.
Not something I want to drink, then drive over to Alesmith. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a. Yeah, you gotta make sure you got all your, you know, you gotta plan ahead for that beer. In other words, like you don't want to just, you know, that is one thing that sucks too, because if you happen to walk into a brew pub, see, I'm really conscious of this stuff, Pat, because I make my living with my license. So
yeah,
if Earth experienced that whenever we, you know, we're having a few beers, because I don't like to drink more than maybe the most I'll push it is 3. And so if you start, you know, you see some of these beers over there, and they're like, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13%, 15%. and you're dying to try them. There's like,
Yeah. Well, that's the problem too, is that speedway is like 12. So, and I think the barrel age might be even a little higher. So like you go over there and try a couple of those, like do a flight or something, and all of a sudden it's like,
yeah, you're doing a flight, all right. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's not, and that's the with those flights especially, dear God, yeah, because all you know when you're doing a flight, hardly any of them, chances are going to be less than 5%. You know what I'm saying? You know, typically. So by the time you get to the end of an 8 or 10 flight, a beer flight type deal, you're getting warm. You know what I'm saying? You're getting pretty warmed up. So if you're not in a situation where you can just do an Uber, well, it's like going to that. I go to that same. I like to go to that same Whole Foods that you took me to initially in Scottsdale, and that's one of my favorite Whole Foods. I mean, God, they'll nitro everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember you talking about that. I haven't been back there in years, but I know you said that. That's pretty interesting that they can do that. And then they do crowlers, if anything, too, right?
Yeah, they'll do anything on tap. So anything that they have on tap, they'll put in a crowler for you, which I think is perfect. I think crowlers are awesome. I think every place should have crowlers.
Well, for one thing, you don't have to. I mean, you can hold on to it for a little bit, if you need to.
Right.
You don't have to just drink it as quickly as possible like a normal growler.
Right.
So that's a pretty big deal.
It was an excellent deal because I had these 2 beers that I really wanted to try. I didn't necessarily have to rush back, home and put them away. You know what I'm saying? I had them there in the truck with me, and I went to the next bar. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's just the perfect solution, I think, for a lot of people. Oh, I think I'm stuck here again. Did I freeze up again? Sometimes that happens. Earth will be able to tell me, I think. Hopefully he's still there. Did I freeze up again? I can't tell when it happens, though. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to end it, Pat. I'll invite you to just another hangout where we can just talk freely without a recording. So I guess I'm freezing up.